Greetings, fellow La La Lands. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we discuss the finer points of filmmaking. And tonight we are going over the 2017 Academy Awards and giving our overview of the nominations, giving our predictions, so on and so forth, some snubs and whatnot. Dragon, it always bothers me that they have the year of the Academy Awards be the year it's broadcasted and not the films that are being awarded that particular year. Like, this really should be the 2016 Academy Awards. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's always
kinda,
bothered me. That's always been a sticking point with me.
yeah.
But anyways. So Dragon, I'd say it's fair to say I've seen a lot more of these movies than you have.
Yeah, that'd be a fair assessment. I've heard buzz about these, especially through kind of the mouthpiece of Fat Man and Batman, so I kind of know it. I got at least I got an idea of what the majority of the nominees are about.
I think you'll probably mostly be covering the snubs.
No, but I mean, again, I've seen things here and there. I kind of get the gist of a few, but again, you'll enlighten me or enlighten
I will.
folks.
Oh yes.
Maybe in my shoes too, because again, we can't all see nominees. Because let's also face it, Oscar films as well as films that are thought to be kind of Oscar contenders are always put in theaters for like a limited time, and they're kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I've actually this year is the most Best Picture nominees I've ever seen. In terms of like at least since they bumped the nominees from like 5 to 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I saw all five in 2007. 2007 was that was a landmark year for me.
What was that
But
year?
2007, like There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men. Those two were like the big ones. There were also a lot of really good ones.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah, let's get right into it. Like I said, I've seen 8 of the 9 Best Picture nominees. The only Best Picture nominee I have not seen is Hacksaw Ridge. Mostly because like I appreciate Mel Gibson's movies, but I don't know, Drake. It's weird. It's like I can normally stomach violence, but he has a way of shooting violence where it's just more visceral than almost any other director. So I like to watch Mel Gibson's movies with a pause button in hand. Let's just say that much.
I will say this: I did again. Unfortunately, when we get to it, I'll share like a few that really caught my eye in terms of ones I definitely will be checking out. Because some of them right now, what they're doing to kind of bolster kind of what people are seeing, they're putting a few of the nominees, especially for documentary, which I have the most to say on, I guess, when we get to that section. But
Just surprisingly, yeah.
basically, the streaming site, especially Amazon Studios, was really busy this year with the Oscars. They're making it more wide so people can. They're releasing it more widely so people can at least watch the nominees or be able to rent them easier. So they
Can you rent La La Land?
Well, again, eventually some of them will be free. So again, we'll see. I don't know if
And you haven't read La La Land yet, even though
the instant that it is available to me, I will see it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
With all this hype, you're bound to be disappointed by it. I just know it. Anyways, all right, Dragon. So let's jump right into it. Quickly give our, like I said, quickly give our predictions and also kind of my overall thoughts, and your overall thoughts as well. So let's start with. For some reason, we're on the official. This kind of bothers my OCD a little bit. The fact that the screenplay awards are at the bottom of the page, in spite of the fact that the screenplay awards are one of the big ones. But whatever, we'll deal with it.
We don't run the Oscars, Tiki. It's their moment. If they want to start with writing, if only the actual Oscars would start this way, then at least we have some good stuff in the beginning instead of building all to the end.
Okay.
So let's face it, when people watch the Oscars, if they could just like watch it on demand, then they just skip to the the last last half hour.
All right. So original screenplay here we have Hell or High Water, La La Land, The Lobster, 20th Century Women, Manchester by the Sea.
Let me ask you this: do you there's out of all these, the only one I haven't really heard about is The Lobster. Can you tell me anything about it?
Okay, The Lobster is a funny case. Like, it's one of those movies, like, I actually tried watching it and had to turn it off.
Yeah, I think you brought up The Lobster once when you were doing like the rundown of the movies for 2016.
It's just one of those. It's The Lobster. Like, it's weird. It's got like a really weird kind of like tone to it. It just like I said, I just couldn't finish it. Like I was trying to watch it at home. It feels like one of those movies that I would love in high school, but since I've matured since high school, I feel like a lot of like the like, ooh, look at us, we're being indie and artistic. It's one of those kind of movies, you know what I mean? I thought it was kind of too clever for its own good, but I can totally see why people like it. So yeah, 20th Century Women was good. I think 20th Century Women is kind of forgettable, but it was a good sit. It's not going to be one of them that like really sticks with me. Manchester by the Sea, I'm honestly kind of surprised isn't based on some sort of source material because that's just a super powerful story.
That's the one I can't wait to watch because on Amazon, that's an Amazon Studios production. I'm convinced, and that one, basically, I'm waiting for it should be free. I'm assuming after the Oscars, going to make some of them free on Amazon. That's what I'm hoping for. I can't wait for on Amazon Prime. I mean, you know,
it's not a fun watch. You know what I mean?
I'm hearing a lot of good buzz about it though. Like it's really
a great movie. Like I said, it's in my top 5 of the year. It's just not a fun watch.
Well, not all movies are fun, Tiki. Some of them are emotional and gut wrenching.
Well, you know what movie is fun and emotional and gut wrenching? La La Land.
Yeah. If it wasn't staring me in the face, I wouldn't believe it. I also hear Hell or High Water is kind of an underrated one this year. Like it's basically it's kind of a good product, but it's not going to get it. It's going to be overshadowed by a lot of the competition this year.
I definitely think that's the case. I think Hell or High Water kind of it's one of those movies where it is very good. It was another movie kind of like in my top 10 of the year. I think, having said that, it's an August movie and it's kind of like a lighter movie. So I just think being nominated, it's kind of like an honor just to be nominated for a movie that's not so high scale, that came out in August, that didn't really have. I don't really think it had any Oscar ambitions when they made it. You know what I mean? So Hell of High Water is it's a great underdog. But
so let's just going forward, just set this up, Tiki. I don't mean to cut you off. Just going forward, let's kind of lay this out. Like aside from snubs, let's go through like what should be nominated and what most likely, again, the prediction and kind of what our personal pick would be. And just because the realities of the Oscars are a lot of times the ones that should win don't win.
Politics.
A lot of times. Yeah. So what do you got?
Will win. La La Land should win. La La Land. I'm sorry. That's just how I'm leaning. I'd say Manchester by the Sea would be a good contender, a good kind of like runner-up. But yeah, man, La La Land for me. You know how I feel about the movie. I feel like I'm kind of.
Is it objectively really that good in the writing?
I mean, the writing, to tell you the truth, is not one of the things that you're going to walk away being like, wow. But just the themes of the movie and the emotion of the movie just really shows through. And for me, just the connective tissue of it all is really good. Having said that, from a sheer writing standpoint, like I said, Manchester by the Sea definitely has more complex characters, more emotional dialogue. So yeah, I would say for just pure writing, like it's kind of like, I guess maybe for me personally, I definitely still have to go La La Land, but Manchester by the Sea is definitely worthy. 20th Century Woman, The Lobster, they're fine. Hell or High Water is really good. Don't think it measures up to either of those two.
Right. For me, honestly, what I think should win again. I have not seen any of these films. Bear in mind, so let me make that clear.
So this is going to make this conversation really interesting.
No, but seriously though, I think just based off the buzz, and just seeing like, again, I've seen like maybe very few clips, some trailers and stuff. I'm just saying, Manchester by the Sea. I'm saying from everything I've heard, it sounds like this movie's gonna be really smartly written, just given how much they're hyping up the performances by the characters, and they have really good performances like that. You have to have really strong writing. And again, given there's intimation about a dark subject, because no one's spoiling. I think it's about a dark subject. I'm just gonna fire a shot in the dark here. The loss of a child, maybe it's a guess.
Oh, I'm not even gonna tell you if you don't know.
I know, that's all I'm saying. My point is,
I'm not saying a word.
My point is, while I can't really weigh in on I'm going to predict that I think with all the La La Land nominations, I think they're going to try to spice it up, at least give one. Basically, try not to give La La Land all the awards. I think Manchester by the Sea actually might win this one.
Okay, you know what, Dragon? I'm actually approaching it with the exact opposite kind of thing that you are. I honestly think it's going to be the La La Land. I think there honestly might be too much La La Land love. I love La La Land, but I honestly think it might make a sweep. And keep in mind, like, it can't win every single award it's nominated for because it's nominated for 2 songs, and it can't win both of those. So but I think it has potential to win every single award it's nominated for. I really do.
Again, part of me thinks that there's. I still think that just to spice up a little, like, nah, I don't think La La Land's going to win every single. I think it's going to win the majority. I don't think it's going to win
It's
every single.
definitely going to win the majority. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, the majority, because it's nominated for like everything.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
I guess moving forward, then.
Yeah.
Moving up in this case.
Moving on up. Okay, adapted screenplay. I have seen all 5 of these, and okay, Arrival, very good. Not my favorite Denis Villeneuve movie. My favorite Denis Villeneuve movies have been Enemy and Prisoners, but still very, very good.
Oh, he did Prisoners?
Yeah, he did Prisoners.
Oh, I love Prisoners.
Yeah. Fences is honestly kind of like, it's funny. I don't even think this should be nominated because literally nothing was changed from Fences from the source material.
Well, that's a good adaptation, though. If nothing was changed from the source material.
Nothing was changed from the source material.
Well, I mean, it's brought to life. It's adapted.
I'm saying it's not adapted. It's literally just, anyways. Hidden Figures is fine. I like. It's a good movie. It's pleasant. I think it might be getting a little too much hype. Lion I just saw today, and it's fantastic. And honestly, my personal preference would probably be Lion. But I think Moonlight's going to get this one.
Yeah, I'm hearing a great. I really love the idea of what I've heard about Moonlight. That's like 3 stories kind of coalescing and kind of going together, right?
No, it's the same character, just played by 3 different actors in 3 different acts.
I'm sorry, I meant like it's like portrayed by 3 different actors.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but it sounds like given the poster too. It's just kind of like the 3.
Uh-huh.
Is Mahershala Ali? Who does he doesn't play one of the main guys, does he?
He's in supporting. I'll talk more about him when we get to that category. Yeah, he's only in the first act of the movie, not to give anything away, but okay. He's definitely a very strong presence. Ironically enough, he's also in Hidden Figures.
Now, believe me, I'm hesitant to bring this up, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't address it a little bit. That, a lot of people are.
Oh no!
Look,
do we have to?
I'm gonna have to bring it when we get the documentary. All right, I'm gonna have to bring it below when we get the documentary. Let's just say. Let's face it. Last year there was kind of an infamous. I'm pretty sure it was last year that there was a lot of protests going on at the Oscars that there weren't enough black nominees in the Oscars.
Yep. Dragon, you know how hesitant I am to talk about anything political on this channel. So
we're going to address it really real here, all right? We're not going to get all. Here's a prediction. This is get political. We know a lot.
If we're going to address that, I honestly just have to say right off the bat, I think Hidden Figures is kind of the movie that's kind of overcompensating for that. It's a good movie. It's not really good enough to warrant like the. I don't think Hidden Figures is a Best Picture nominee. I'll just put it that there. Like, I think Hidden Figures is. I think Fences and Moonlight absolutely deserve all the praise they're getting. I think Hidden Figures might be a little bit overcompensating. So, I hate to talk about politics, Dragon, but I'm just going to put it out there.
Well, I was going to say, here's a prediction in terms of politics. There's going to be a lot of acceptance speeches that are going to criticize the president. I think that one's kind of.
Oh, gee, you think?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just giving the SAG Awards. I think with one as public as the Oscars, I think everyone's going to be pulling a Michael Moore this year.
Right.
So let's see. The other point I was making. Oh, yes. So again, there are a lot of. Address it briefly, but realistically, is that last year there was a lot of buzz. Now I'd like to, again, perfect world. I'd like to think that's not the case. Everyone just kind of earned their spot this year. They had a lot of good films, but let's face it. I think that's a criticism that might be kind of like secretly kind of chuckled, or like, yeah, they adapted because of the stuff that went on last year. I saw it, and I think the results of certain one of these, like especially when we get the documentary, I think like if certain picks get it just because they are what they are instead of being quality works.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get there, and I think some of the. Again, basically, that's basically what I mean, though. Just like if certain choices, which again, mainly in documentaries, what I'm really going to get. I think if certain choices are getting it just because they are, it's a black actor, it's a black, predominantly black cast or anything, because that's the wrong reasons. You want to get it for quality work, which
I hear you.
Let me see.
Like I said, on my end of things, Hidden Figures is a good movie. It's like a good, like solid 7.58 out of 10. I just don't really think it's it's Best Picture worthy. But
let me tell you what I'm thinking on the adapted screenplay before I get into the snubs. I think just
I
again,
know what your snub's going to be, but go ahead.
Anyway, in terms of what I think of these choices here, I think in terms of just kind of adapted screenplay, you're right. The Fences really is. It feels from what I've seen, what I've heard, it's like pretty much like a play, but it has like a truck at the beginning.
It's the exact same. Yeah, there's a garbage truck at the very beginning, and then it's a play. Yeah, exactly.
Which, isn't the most thrilling adaptation. Honestly, again, I hear a lot of great buzz about Arrival, and I think Arrival might be like one of the big battles going on between like who's going to get the best picture, me Arrival versus a lot of the other contenders we got going on here. I'm hearing amazing things of Moonlight, so I don't know the source material on what Moonlight's based. So
it's based on a play, and it's very
it is
based on a play.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I'm saying just going with adapted screenplay, it sounds like Hidden Figures would be the one to win, not because again, it's kind of adapted. I'm seriously, think about it. Hidden Figures again is adapting kind of something from real life, and that sounds kind of tailor made for the best adapted screenplay section to me. I'm just saying in terms of like if they really want to, if it's versus like what is best adapted
I'm just saying,
versus what is the
quality,
best.
In terms of quality, I would probably rank this as like. I would honestly maybe rank Arrival as number 1, Lion as number 2, Moonlight as number 3, Hidden Figures is number 4, Fences number 5. For me personally, based on personal taste, since I've seen all 5 of these.
I'm saying what I was saying is that again, it's like in terms of if it's like what's kind of best adapted from the events of real life, or was the best of the was the best kind of film that happens to be an adapted screenplay. Because if it's like what's the best film, it sounds like Moonlight might be the one to get it. But in terms of like what it's like adapting events from real life, it sounds like not even just real life. What's adapting the source material best? It sounds like Hidden Figures might be good. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I guess I'm predicting Moonlight's gonna get. I wouldn't count Arrival out. Arrival might be like a second, but I think Moonlight's gonna.
I'd say Arrival has a decent shot. I'd say it's probably for me, like in terms of predictions, I would definitely say it's probably between. Like I'd say Hidden Figures, Moonlight, Arrival. Like you do make a good point about Hidden Figures. It wouldn't be my personal choice, but I could see them going that way. I think the two main contenders are going to be Moonlight and Arrival.
Yeah. I think I definitely just again bear in mind I can't really weigh in too heavily on should. I'm going to say Moonlight should get it, but the one that might get it, honestly, it might be Hidden Figures, whether it's for the reasons we want or not. Hidden Figures might get it. Now let me mention, of course, the snubs because I think in terms of adapted screenplay, we did get some big snubs. I think definitely whether it should or should not be nominated for other categories, the one it definitely should have been nominated and won it for, in my opinion, Deadpool.
It's ridiculous, Dragon. It's ridiculous. The fact that Suicide Squad is an Academy Award nominee and they couldn't give Deadpool anything.
Are you? I completely forgot. Suicide Squad's nominated.
Makeup.
Oh come on, that is.
And not only that, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But I honestly think Suicide Squad is the front runner in that category.
Oh God, nobody has killer. Nobody has Killer Croc. The Deadpool makeup.
All right.
Hey, my point is, seriously, Deadpool had a really excellent.
Out of all the categories Deadpool should have been nominated for, it definitely should have been a screenplay.
Other stuff will be like, oh, you just want Deadpool nominated. Yeah, but this one, the Deadpool actually did really earn because the script has always been the thing. It's really been kind of the backbone of the film. The writers really, and the script has always been super strong with Deadpool ever since the first R-rated draft. Now, the only thing I could think of that would, again, you can't really weigh legitimacy in a lot with the Oscar stuff because again, a lot of it is kind of there's some politics involved. But let's face it. The only legitimate reason I could see the Deadpool not because Deadpool had a lot of drafts, but then again, a lot of movies have a lot of drafts. It's a question of which one would be kind of up for the specific screenplay, the one that got to the very end. So that's the only reason I could think maybe Deadpool might not make the cut. But in all seriousness, again, Deadpool had its heart and soul was in that screenplay, and it was all quality, all really strong stuff. Again, you had humor. It had 90%, trying to think, 70% of the first draft was in the finished movies. That to me is impressive. That to me is like a good adaptation. It's very representative of the character. So again, just Deadpool for me was the big snub for the adapted screenplay. But again, as I mentioned, Hidden Figures be a prediction, but Moonlight probably should get it. Okay.
Also, really quick with the original screenplay, I would honestly swap any one of these films out, even La La Land, for The Nice Guys.
Oh, that would. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think it's kind of a travesty that The Nice Guys didn't get nominated here.
Nice Guys should have been nominated over the Lobster, probably.
Over the Lobsters or 20th Century Women.
Over one of those two. Yeah, Nice Guys would be a strong writing nominee. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just wanted to bring that up. Okay.
Oh no, sure. I didn't think about it. You're right though. You're absolutely right.
Visual effect.
This one's a real
This
tough
is
one.
really
Yeah, this is a
impressive.
really tough one.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of great choices here.
Deepwater Horizon, I definitely think is probably the underdog here. I saw it; it was a good movie. The effects were good. It's not anything that blew me away though. Doctor Strange, of course, we've got all that great surreal imagery. I would say
Hands.
I would say the Jungle Book is probably the front runner because
I
it
know
is
it's really
pretty
hard to say.
revolutionary, and Rogue One is so good. Like Rogue One looks
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And then, of course, there's my personal favorite. Let's give it up for my boy
Yeah.
Kubo. Like, come on,
Oh yeah.
I'm pulling for that one for the win.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say Deepwater Horizons will not be getting it.
Yeah, let's take that. Yeah, I would say it's probably like,
I'm sorry, Wahlberg, but you know it's true.
as much as I love Doctor Strange and as cool as those visuals were, I would probably I'd say it's a 3-horse race between Kubo.
I will
Jungle
agree
Book,
with
Rogue
you on
One.
that. Is again, the problem with Doctor Strange is that again, it's kind of fitting into Marvel's like, oh, they always do great work, that sort of thing. Of like, it's just kind of it's yet another great one for them.
And to tell you the truth, I honestly think that might be the problem that Rogue One might run into.
I don't know. Rogue One still feels kind of again they're doing something a little. They have to kind of fit into the 70s, basically into that kind of that 70s production design, which I think they do well.
That's true, but like I said, it's just like Star Wars. Just like we're so used to Star Wars looking amazing. Honestly, Dragon, like the thing about Doctor Strange that does
But
kind of
everything looks super practical with this one as well.
yeah. Just really quick with Doctor Strange, I don't think it's got a big shot, but I think if anything, they would acknowledge it for just like the trippiness of it all, and it's certainly one of the most unique looking out of the Marvel movies.
So I mean, look, let's say all of our contenders here, they are all strong contenders, definitely. Deepwater Horizon Trail looked okay, but the rest of them are really strong. The Jungle Book, of course. Here's the reason it's like a really big race between the top three here, between Jungle Book, Kubo, and Rogue One, because Jungle Book kind of took us to a new kind of visual level in live action for Disney. Again, they made talking animals work, which is impressive.
Absolutely, and not just that,
and again,
right? And not just the
one human actor amongst complete CG.
Yeah, it's just the environment. I think is a real breakthrough with that movie. As impressive
Absolutely.
as the animals were, it's the environment that's amazing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I agree. Yeah. It's Kubo, of course, in terms of stop motion.
Kubo is breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's a breathtaking movie.
It is.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. Watching that in the theater gave me like fucking flashbacks of watching Toy Story in the theater when I was 5 years old, man. It's like it was that powerful of a movie going experience for me.
Yeah. So honestly, this might be one of the toughest categories this year.
It really is, especially with Kubo in the mix.
And again, much as I love to give the Doctor Strange a can, good conscience, given our 3 top contenders here. So again, the real question: Rogue One is only divisive in kind of the. Without giving away, kind of some of our bringing back.
Oh yeah, right. I totally forgot about that.
That's the only thing that I could see that would maybe take it out of the running, because again, Rogue One it's very great in all the. I'm just saying that was just kind of that was a personal taste thing. So it's not really again ostensibly bad or anything. It's just
I still think it's a 2-horse race between Kubo and Jungle Book. Rogue One might slip in there, but I think Kubo and Jungle Book are the 2 front runners.
I'm going to say this. If we took Rogue One out of the equation, which again, Rogue One to me, like for me, me personally, just including all 3, I would say, yeah, Rogue One should probably get. But honestly, what should that's for me personally. But in just being objective here, Kubo should actually get it. Jungle Book probably will get it though.
I agree with that. I'll totally sign off on that. That's exactly how I feel.
Here's the one thing we should acknowledge though, that I'm gonna say that's probably how it's gonna go, but there is a slim chance that Rogue One could get it over the Jungle Book just because it's Star Wars. There's a slim chance of that, if again, depending on how the Oscar, if they're kind of just like in politics of like, hey, let's put Star Wars on the dock. Everyone likes Star Wars. I just want to address that again in terms of Kubo should, it's beautiful. It's like all that legwork of, oh my god, it's like stop motion. It's beautiful. Jungle Book, took the strides, and like again, that one that should get it. Again, basically there might be a little bit of a bias against the stop motion versus Jungle Book, and again, Rogue One just for the marketing side of it, like, hey, Rogue One, Star Wars, people love this, and of course there was Casualty, of course. So.
Okay, let's get into. Can we just tackle the sound editing and mixing all in one? Because it's one of those things where I can't really tell the difference between. Do you know the difference between the two? I'm dumb when it comes to that.
Yeah, I know this is. I usually kind of reaffirm like the word for word definition when we do this. I didn't quite think of this time. Just the mixing is the one of them's the sound effects. The other one is just kind of how it's the music. That basically how it's all strung together.
I'm gonna guess the stringing together is the editing.
Oh yes, yes. I bet. Yeah, the editing's how it's all strung together. The mixing is the Ben Burt sound effects side of it. The mixing is.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. That's always all I was always thought of it. Again, I don't have the word for word definition in front of me, but yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
how it goes down. Anyway,
So
just
let's break this down.
yeah. So mixing being effects, like being the noises.
All right. Well, I have not seen Hacksaw Ridge or 13 Hours. 13 Hours, like, let's count that out of the equation right now. That's not going to win.
I'm gonna go with. I think I think Hacksaw Ridge will be a contender. But I'm gonna give it the Rogue One though.
Yeah, I think I would personally, if I were voting, I would probably vote for Arrival myself because Arrival's got some. If we're going on the sound effects side of things, it's got some really cool kind of like alien sounds, and like sounds of like ships and whatnot. I mean, it's not like the most effects heavy movie in the world, but it's definitely got a unique kind of sound to it. Rogue One, like I said, the thing it might not have going for it, it's like it's great. It's just kind of like it's very familiar. Um,
Yeah, and again, it's like I don't know. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Arrival. I'm just going with what I have seen, what I have liked. And for me, and I'm going to say should Rogue One, but in terms of will, I mean, in terms of what we'll probably get, again, it's between Arrival and Hacksaw Ridge, and it'd probably be Arrival because they want to give Arrival a few awards. Too.
I'm gonna guess Hacksaw Ridge is gonna win this. Actually, I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge personally, but if I had to guess, I would say they would swing that way. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, so sound editing. Okay, so again, Hacksaw Ridge is the only one out of these I haven't seen.
See, here's what I'm saying. I think mixing would be like kind of original alien sounds for Arrival. This one for me is like how like in the battlefield you're mixing everything together. So Hacksaw Ridge might win this one.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
Having said that, I also think that I'm sorry, Dragon, there's got to be some love for La La Land here because La La Land does a fantastic job of mixing diegetic and non-diegetic music. It does a fantastic job of weaving in all the all the sounds into kind of like a tapestry in a way. And so, like, all five of these are strong contenders. Deepwater Horizon is a strong contender here. That's got a lot of just a lot of power to it. Sully's really good. Sully's got a lot of good kind of like airplane work in it, obviously. But
I think it's a safe bet Hacksaw Ridge is going to get it, Tiki.
Okay, Hacksaw Ridge. All right. My personal choice.
Oscars love battlefield stuff. They really do.
That's true. Okay. Do you have anything to say about the short films? Because I really don't.
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm pretty.
Animation will definitely have stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. So let's get to the.
Yeah. Sorry, folks, we don't really have anything. Let's give them a shout out. So let's say the names.
Okay.
Okay. There's Silent Nights. Yeah. There's Time Code.
Time Code looks interesting just based on the poster.
I'm gonna give it the Time Code just because I like the title.
Okay.
Hey, to be fair, there's like some in the end, it'll be like one guy running the Oscars saying, "Okay, well, here, what are the votes in for?" Okay, let's go with I like the title on this
one. Exactly.
Rogue One. Nice.
Okay. Let's get to short film animated. I have not seen Blind Vasya, Parasiter and Cigarettes, or Pearl and Pearl.
If only it were actually about
right.
But no, in all seriousness, I think unfortunately when the Oscars roll around, we never are really able to see kind of the foreign short films. But
I believe you can stream them on Amazon, but you might have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's really good, you.
Right.
Anyway, so of course, Tiki and I have both seen Borrowed Time and Piper. Now, Piper was a really great animation, yes, but I think for us, we're unanimous.
I am crossing my fingers so hard for Borrowed Time. Honestly, Borrowed Time might be the thing that I want to win the most out of anything in the whole show. I am holding my breath for Borrowed Time.
I'm trying to think of what else I was. I'll go with you. That might be my most anticipated too. I don't know. It's one I'm definitely. Honestly, I think it has the best shot at it. But then again, a foreign one might kind of come out of left field and steal it. So
Yeah, I think there is like I think we with this kind of category we always have to acknowledge the shot that like something like pear cider and cigarettes or something like that could come out. Like we have no idea what that is, but it could just blow everyone away.
like, to give credit where credit's due, Piper was really visually interesting. It was kind of a nice, sweet story. But again, Borrowed Time was an experience, man. My God, it had certain
Exactly,
levels.
exactly.
Yes, it had a little bit of dialogue, but that's nothing to take away from the short. As you can, I mean, some people say shorts are best played without dialogue, and that's not always true. I mean, this it used minimal dialogue, and importantly, as we went over when we talked about this in great detail, the bits of dialogue that are used, like these are the IDs. Like again, it's always rare for a short to kind of have dialogue. And the fact that this dialogue is like stuff you can imagine is playing through the guy's head over and over again from this traumatic incident.
Right.
And again, I love the fact it'd be kind of an unofficial Pixar film going up against a Pixar film. So, and again, honestly, they're both good, but Borrowed Time is it's something else. It's just, oh my God, it's like it's very moving. It's so well done. It's like different. Again, it could usher us into some new stuff in animation. If if it gets the Oscar, it might kind of confirm some stuff. Who knows?
We'll see. Okay, production design. Ooh. Okay, Arrival, Fantastic Beasts, Hail Caesar, Passengers, La La Land.
Now, I want you to consider this.
Yep.
So, of course, La La Land and Hail Caesar are kind of going for kind of an old school Hollywood vibe. So
I've seen bits and pieces of Hail Caesar. It's one of those movies that I haven't been able to get through just because let's just say it's not on the stronger side of the Coen brothers' work. I think La La Land has it beat hands down in terms of. I mean, don't get me wrong. The production design on Hail Caesar is good. I would probably give a shout out to Fantastic Beasts here as well, because Fantastic Beasts does do one of the things you have to consider with Fantastic Beasts, Dragon. I know you're not a Harry Potter guy, but literally everything we've seen in Harry Potter thus far has been in the UK. And Fantastic Beasts takes place in New York. So what Fantastic Beasts does really well is it kind of takes all the iconography of Harry Potter, but kind of translates that to an American culture. And so I would definitely give a shout out Fantastic Beasts way.
Well, let me address this. It's not like a super kind of sticking in my crawl snub, but just thinking about it here. Deadpool has excellent production design when you think about it.
There's a few this year. I would honestly even say freaking Kubo.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of you're drifting into technically yes, you're right. I'm trying to think now. You bring it up like I mean it is.
It is nominated for best visual effects.
I'm saying it's practically no. I don't mean like it's like almost. I mean it's actually practically there. So I mean the sets do exist. So technically, yeah. I mean, I was sort of thinking the the animation. No way, it's all physically existing. So yeah,
but you're also right about Deadpool. Deadpool has especially Deadpool has a lot of Easter eggs in the background.
And honestly, if Kubo were up for it, though, I would say 100% Kubo should get it because it is physically existing. A lot of man art. Of course, you see at the end of the Kubo credits, they show you the amazing production on the giant.
Yeah.
But
Arrival's good, but it's also just kind of like a lot of hallways and laboratories and stuff like that.
So. I haven't seen Passengers, but just the Passengers is in space, right?
It is in space, yes.
I know it sounds vague. I'm just saying. I just want to make sure. Again, just with the I'm pretty sure it's in space. I'm just saying they actually float in the thing, right?
I have no idea. I haven't even seen the trailer for that movie.
It's been a while since I've seen the trailer, but I'm pretty sure it's.
I would say out of all these Passengers is the one that's just not going to win at all. But,
I mean that's fair. I'm just saying. Let's face it. Most likely, La La Land's going to get this one. Pretty.
Most likely, like I said, I would probably me personally, as much as I do love La La Land, as a Harry Potter fan, I do think that Fantastic Beasts was pretty freaking great when it came to.
Well, the trailer did look really nice with the kind of these sets and everything. So I could see that. So this passages look kind of nice, but yeah, it looks like La La Land will get it, but Fantastic Beasts probably be the actual one that should get it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, La La Land is fantastic as well. I mean, those sets are amazing. They did the whole freaking freeway scene and everything like that. So if La La Land wins, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It
sure,
deserves it.
I'm saying the second place would probably be Fantastic Beasts as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Song.
Okay, Audition, The Fools Who Dream from La La Land, City of Stars from La La Land, Can't Stop the Feeling from Trolls.
It's embarrassing that song's there, by the way. Just can't stop that feeling. Every time I see that, it just makes me. And Deadpool's not nominated for screenplay.
Nope. How far I'll go from Moana and the
Freaking
empty chair
trolls.
from
The leavings of DreamWorks is on this. I'm sorry, go on. Sorry.
the empty chair from Jim, the James Foley story. What? I have no idea. Okay.
Again, that's on here. Deadpool. Like seriously, how? Actually, I'm gonna count this as a snub. Now I think about it.
Oh
Let's
God.
put the Deadpool rap on there.
Deadpool. Oh God.
See if the Oscars had a sense of humor, they might get it. Well, wait, would that be a wait? Would that count as adapted song if they put that on there?
I.
If Deadpool were nominated, wouldn't that count as adapted? I know there's no such category. I'm just asking.
If it's original song, like it has to be completely original.
So it means
If it existed elsewhere, then yeah, it wouldn't.
All right, that's gonna, I guess, why. Well, then wait, the Trolls is intellectual property. No, it's still. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. So I'm figuring. Tell me if I'm crazy. You've listened to both of these songs. I listened to all. What I like to do with the Oscars, like way back when they I got the listings. I listened to the songs. So I'm a little fuzzy on it at the moment, but I've heard them before. And I think the one I gravitated towards out of the two was "City of Stars." So that one I'm thinking is going to be the one that gets it.
I would definitely say Audition is probably like the standout of the whole movie if you watch the movie.
Really?
Yeah, like in the context of the actual movie, I would say that's the standout. That is also probably the single scene that makes Emma Stone the front runner for Best Actress as well, is Audition. Personally, Dragon, my favorite song from La La Land isn't even nominated. My favorite song from La La Land is the opening number, Another Day in Sun. Which is just fantastic. But
I'll say the Moana song. It's kind of catchy. It's kind of the main kind of theme of the movie, right? It's like the
if that song won, I wouldn't be disappointed at all. It's for me, it's not the strongest song in Moana, but my favorite song in Moana is not anyone else's favorite song in Moana. So
yours Shiny?
No, mine is the I don't even.
You're welcome.
Where you are.
All right.
Which is, like I said, it's no one else's favorite song. No one else.
Well, again, the Moana music doesn't quite hit me until when I get it on DVD, I'll rewatch it. Maybe the songs that hit me better. So the first time, yes. Anyway. So yes, Deadpool rap should be on there in some existing category, but it's not. Anyway, no. But yeah, I don't know. I think City of Stars might get over the audition, but if audition is like the bigger deal, like you mentioned, I think that'd probably be the case. And I think La La Land has this cinch, is what I'm saying. Either way,
definitely, and it's one of those things where like the Oscars might feel bad for nominating La La Land against each other because
what's the deal with that?
Well, I'm just saying because it makes La La Land impossible to win every award it's nominated for.
It seems a little unfair. So not only we're putting La La Land in practically every category, we're also putting it up against itself.
God.
And you know what? Whoever wins, it's gonna be the same guy walking up on stage.
Yep. Okay.
Take that, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, God. Let's get to original score. Oh God, I haven't seen a lot of these, but
okay, I've listened to a little bit of the Jackie score. Yeah, it's okay. I definitely have some snubs for this one. Let's face it, though, La La Land's probably gonna get it for sure.
La La Land, yeah, for sure. Lion, I'll give a shout out to Lion, and also Moonlight as well. The music in Moonlight is very powerful.
I got two snubs big snubs for music. I think actually it would have been really strong contenders for music. Would they?
One of them?
No, believe me. Hey, look, I like it. Doesn't mean I'm just saying these like for the best music. I think Kubo actually really should have been a legitimate nomination.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. It's Mark. It's like something MA. Those are the initials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the point is like, or Dario, something Dario. The point is like the score for Kubo was really strong. Now, honestly, I think that would have won if it were nominated. At least it should win if it were nominated. The other one, though, this one would be the underrated one because this is the one that would definitely be like a political, which was like, let's not put it on there. Batman v Superman had a really good score. Let's face it, it did. Come on, Batman v Superman had a good score. Don't give me that. I have there's video proof of you saying you love the score of Batman v Superman.
Is there?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. There is. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
I'm not saying it would win. I'm saying it'd be a strong nomination.
Yeah, fine.
Hey, say what you will that Batman v Superman. Again, the score was great. Again, the opening, that Bruce Wayne saying that dun, 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 Wonder Woman's theme. A lot of great themes in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, the point is Kubo would win were it nominated.
Yeah, in terms of the actual nominees, like I said, I as much as I like La La Land, La La Land, I probably would have to give it to. Yeah, Moonlight though, like I said, Moonlight's freaking great. Lion is great as well.
I wonder how Passengers. I love Thomas Newman. He's really good at doing score
I've
on it.
heard the music for Passengers is excellent. Actually, it's like by far the best thing about the movie. If I've
Well,
heard
again, Thomas Newman's an ex. He's one of the best, one of the great composers. That Thomas Newman.
if I've heard anything good about Passengers, it's definitely in the music. So.
Is it really getting bad buzz? I mean, is it really getting like bad reviews?
It's getting pretty bad reviews. Yeah. Okay, and speaking of bad reviews, let's get to.
Are you kidding me? There's only 3 nominees.
Yep.
There's only 3 nominees.
Oh,
God. Deadpool's not. Oh, okay. Anyway. So, well, I'm going to hope that it goes to Star Trek Beyond.
Oh God! Really, you're that against Suicide Squad?
No, I'm not.
I'm actually, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of personally pulling for Suicide Squad.
I don't know. I was trying to. Okay, now let's be completely fair here. So, like, I'm just blowing smoke on that one. Let me actually analyze it. I haven't really thought about this. Right. But I mean, Suicide Squad, they had good makeup on Killer Croc. Harley Quinn, I guess, is a decent job. Joker, well, that's Joker.
It's like I'll still defend the look of the Joker. I will. It's unique.
They went overboard on the tattoos.
It's unique though. It is very striking. Yeah, like I said, I'm personally gonna pull for Suicide Squad here, just because it's the only one I've seen. Like I have no idea what a man called Ove is. I assume it's foreign, but. I'm sorry. I say that like it's like a totally like, oh, I assume it's foreign.
Well, I say, let me say this: Star Trek Beyond, I think, has more opportunities to let the makeup and the hairstyle shine because again, you have different alien races, you have all that stuff going on. Suicide Squad, you have very few select characters, and Killer Croc is a really good makeup job. I'll give him that. Hairstyles, I mean, Harley Quinn's your only real chance to explore on that one, and in terms of that, I mean, you have tattooing. I'm just saying, I think you get more diverse, more impressive stuff from Star Trek Beyond than you do with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying, again, I'm not just poo-pooing Suicide Squad. I'm just saying, or because I'm mad about Deadpool. I'm just legitimately saying, again, I think Star Trek Beyond, you get more diversity versus, with Suicide Squad.
And I would say, to be fair, Deadpool would definitely be a solid nomination as well, just for Ryan Reynolds alone, just for that face.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to foreign language film, which I don't know about any of these.
Let's just voting purely on the title, like The Salesman.
I'm gonna give it to The Salesman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just for having a nice title.
Tana actually looks interesting, just based on the poster. Couple native people standing by a volcano.
Well, I'll say Land of Mine just kind of has kind of a neat kind of has a title that makes me want to just check out what it's about.
Very culturally insensitive right now.
I'm just saying Land of Mine just kind of it kind of sounds like it might be about landmines, so I want to watch
it. Okay. Look, I'm sure these are
I'm just saying stories about landmines are powerful. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure these are all great films, but, unfortunately, there's no, like, Pan's Labyrinth or anything like that crossed over into the mainstream that, like, I've never even heard of any of these films until the Oscars came out. Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
Sorry, fans of foreign language films. We don't know. That's all we're saying. So that's boo on us. That's nothing against the films themselves.
Sure. Okay. Film editing: Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Moonlight, La La Land.
Now think about it and be objective.
I would honestly cut Arrival out, and
really?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, what do you got?
Because there is a good trick in Arrival storytelling wise that I won't give away. That does have to do with the editing. Having said that, Arrival is just very slow paced, and I think the pacing is just kind of a problem with that movie. Like, there's a lot of like very, very long takes that just could have been trimmed down. And so for that reason alone, I would personally take away Arrival. Hell or High Water's lean and mean. It's only 110 minutes. It's definitely the shortest of the which in a way I think is kind of a good thing. You know me, Dragon, especially like with TV seasons and stuff like that, and probably movies too. For the most part, I do kind of like to err on the side of brevity, and actually, Hell or High Water does a great job of that. Moonlight, to tell you the truth, Dragon, I really need to see Moonlight again because I was like, I saw it, like I was just really
So how did they
tired.
go about the editing for the main character? Tell me that. Like, was that like an act by act thing, or was it like
It
they
was
kind
act
of?
by act. It was act by act.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what they did. 'Cause for a moment there, I was thinking maybe that would give it the editing, because if they kind of intercut each act with like kind of what's going on, like Inception style, perhaps.
No, and it's not really supposed to be like that either.
I know.
It's
I'm
supposed
just
to be
saying
more
like
a
that.
boyhood type thing.
Yeah, sure.
But
Well, I think don't you mean like kind of like Steve Jobs, because it's like a 3-act structure sort of thing.
Steve Jobs isn't exactly that's more specific because Steve Jobs, it's like 3 very, very particular things.
Well, so is this.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the acts. Well, no. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see what you're going for with that. Yeah, because all 3 of these acts.
But regardless, that is an editing move though, so that's still something to be celebrated.
I'm just saying Steve Jobs is that's set in conference halls, and Moonlight is a little bit more expansive. But yeah, you've got a point that each act kind of tells a distinct story that kind of builds upon itself.
Well, I'm going to call this. I'm going to call that. Unless they're kind of jumping on the La La Land bandwagon, Moonlight's probably going to get it, but I think Hacksaw Ridge probably should get it.
I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, so I really wouldn't know. I'm so sorry, Dragon. I'm trying to let my personal feelings not cloud me, but I'm going to have to say La La Land here. I'm so sorry.
Tell me why. How's the editing? Super cool.
Well, first of all, there's just a lot of cool tricks and whatnot, like montages. There's a lot of montages in this. We all know how cool montages can be. A lot of color correction, color adjustments, and whatnot.
It's starting to sound like this might be the front runner instead of Moonlight, but
I think either or would be. Moonlight, I definitely think Moonlight's worthy, but like I said, just personally, I need to watch Moonlight again because I saw that movie at a late night screening and I was very tired when I saw it, so I really do need to see it again. But it might be one of those things like Birdman, where I really liked Birdman the first time I saw it, just like I really liked Moonlight the first time I saw it. But when I rewatched Birdman, I was blown away by it, and I saw layers about it that I didn't see before. And so I have a feeling that Moonlight might be the same sort of situation if I were to go back and see it again.
We never did talk about Birdman.
I'm waiting on Monkey for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Monkey, we're talking to you, Mr. I'm too busy for everything.
Oh, God. I'm
calling him out!
Okay, do you want to do the guessing game with the documentary short subject as well?
Yeah, let's honestly, just because purely because I've seen it on Netflix, or I've seen it somewhere, I haven't watched it unfortunately, but the White Helmets, I'm just gonna go with White Helmets because that's the only one I've seen.
All right.
Just period.
I'm gonna go with Extremis because even though the title, the poster looks depressing, but it's a cool title.
Don't say this though.
The poster it does not look like a fun documentary, but Extremis is a cool word.
I saw that one going around too, the title of that one somewhere. I don't know where, Extremist. But let me say this though, just one seems to be the coolest though. I'm not saying she'll win, just the one that seems cool is probably Joe's Violin. Again, I'm just gonna randomly say the White Helmets, but I still think Joe's Violin is still gonna be kind of most that. That's just the cool. It seems like just a guy's profile picture or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't really seem like a movie poster or anything. It just seems like it's a guy with the violin. The name's not even on the poster like the other ones. It's just Joe's Violin. I don't think it's a real. I don't think it's a real short film. I think they ran out. I thought we can't think of anything else. We're just gonna put some got the violin called Joe's Violin.
Dragon, I've got to say, this is one of the more entertaining podcasts that we've recorded in a while.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's a real nominee to get try and pull one over our eyes.
Anyways, okay.
I want to see proof of. There's a trail. I'm going to check out that trail after this to see if Joe's Violin's an actual. is an actual nominee. Okay, here we go.
All right. Fire at Sea, best documentary. Fire at Sea. Oh, God, I Am Not Your Negro.
I have seen three. I have seen three out of the five of these.
Okay, Life Animated, OJ Made in America, 13th. I have seen like the first segment of OJ Made in America, so that's the only one I can
Tell
really
you, you gotta
speak
watch the
of.
whole thing. You gotta want to keep
I
watching
know,
it,
I
man.
know, I know.
So, unfortunately, let me out. The other ones just they're not really available on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Otherwise, I would have given them a shot. Cause that's what I did with 13th. Because believe me, I had no interest in 13th. But then it was on Netflix, and I watched the other two. So I figured I might as well watch at least as much of the Oscar nominees as I can that
Uh-huh.
are available to me. And I got it's the only one that I really had a choice of, and this one they're really selling the heck out of this on Netflix. So I finally gave it a shot. So let me say this. So again, if I were to say, unfortunately, I got no idea. I am not your Negro. Again, unfortunately, no idea. Life Anime was a good one. I think that was good. It has a really good kind of. It tells a really good story, and I like that. It's kind of we're with the kid, and we're with Owen Susskind is the subject of the film, and he is the we track him in the present day, and we go back as we learn his story, and we see how that's informing the story as it's going forward. So that is a good film. It really that's available on Amazon. Last I
Mhm.
checked, Amazon Prime. OJ Made in America. I was for me the winner. Honestly, in all fairness, it probably shouldn't count because it's a mini series, but it was released in theaters like a really long movie, and oddly enough, it was on TV recently, which I think is just kind of
Mhm.
serendipitous. But regardless of the points, OJ Made in America will be my bet, and one I think is good. I think it should win, and I think it has a really good shot at winning. However, this is going to be the whole thing, and maybe there might be an Oscar kind of bias going on here. Of 13th is being talked about most out of all of these.
I
Thir-
Now tell me the premise of this one, Dragon. Again,
Here's
I've
what
seen it on
disappointed me
Netflix,
about
but I haven't
Let me tell
really
you.
looked into it. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. So I finished this. Finished it yesterday. I kind of gave it a little bit of another watch today, just kind of make sure I didn't miss anything. But 13th, honestly, I think it's false advertised. Honestly, because that poster
Okay.
looks a lot more interesting than the movie is.
Uh-huh. It is a
See,
good poster.
that's what I'm saying. The poster and kind of the description, it sounds like it's going to be about like kind of injustices with black people being put in prison.
Okay, right,
But it's
sure.
not. It's just kind of going through injustice to African Americans through the ages. And again, it feels like it's not a story. It's told in documentaries. It's like okay, it just feels very like I could watch this on TV and on like a 48-minute thing on TV. It
So
doesn't
what
feel
you're
like
saying is it's not very narratively focused.
it's not narrowly focused. It feels like again, honestly, this one out of all the nominees, man, this one feels like most of like, hey, we didn't have enough. This one feels like if it's gonna get, it's gonna get out of like we need more black Oscar winning
Hmm.
films and categories. And this one just if it wins, that's gonna cement that rumor there. But I think OJ is the one that definitely should get it. That one's quality. It's telling a narrative. It's using factual things. It's not biased. It has a great build to it. Again, it's 5 parts. I know it's really long, though, so it's kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's a really
I would
powerful
definitely
subject.
like. I'm rooting for OJ as well, just because I like the gimmick of
Yeah,
like an 8 hour documentary winning.
yeah, that's the thing that really kind of drew me to. Oh my god, an 8 hour, 8 hour film, and again, honestly, OJ should get it. I'd be really surprised and impressed if Life Anime because that was a good film too. Just again, OJ was like really
Yeah, yeah.
impressive. Like OJ was like walking. Wow, that's what I keep telling people about OJ.
Mhm.
But as proof by Tiki here, but again, 13th, it just again, it's not because of the subject. It's purely because again, it's false
The
advertising. It
execution
could
just isn't great.
the execution is really bland. It's just people basically we keep cutting to people like weighing in on the subjects as we
Uh-huh.
keep going through the ages. It just feels like okay, this is like something I could. It feels like an hour TV special versus a movie. It's not a movie at all.
I hear you. I hear you.
And again, this one's getting all the attention. Let me just say one more thing. That's like on Netflix as well. There's like it's such a big deal. Like Oprah is talking to the director of the film and just like again, about the film. That's like an hour thing on Netflix. It's like hey, we're
Oh
really
God.
so again,
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
smell foul play if 13th wins because it's not that interesting. It's believe me, OJ and Life Aim are the far superior choice. I haven't seen the other two, so again it's up on them. But 13th wins, sounds fishy.
all right. I hear you.
That's
I
all I'm
hear you.
saying. The point is, documentaries were pretty strong this year with OJ and Life Aim. I'll say that much.
Okay, here we go. Directing: Denise Villeneuve, Mel Gibson, Damien Chazelle, Barry Jenkins, or Kenneth Longerman.
This I think is another tough category because all these films, at least from what I've seen, look pretty amazing. So again, that's a highly attributed to the director.
Yeah, I definitely. Again, it's one of those things where I'm sorry, Dragon, but La La Land.
I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think everyone has a legitimate shot at it. Quite honestly, I think
Everyone loves a comeback story, and if Mel Gibson were to win, it would be a good kind of Hollywood comeback story. And I think
the
the
scenes
Academy
I
voters might be considering that.
the clips I have seen seem very well executed, well just kind of put together, and I got to put that a little bit on
Oh,
Gibson.
Mel
So
Gibson's always been fantastic at directing. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, part of me really wants to give it to Gibson, quite honestly. So, but then again, I'm hearing amazing things by Manchester by the Sea. So that honestly, I think it's between Axel Ridge and Manchester by the Sea. I think if La La Land gets it, it's going to be pure because we'll be nominated for the other things. So just kind of coalesce that okay, we would get it for director.
No, I disagree with that. I kind of strongly disagree with that because I think out of all the categories, besides maybe like something like best picture or song, I think directing is one of the things that La La Land is in strong contention for. Um, just because of the ambition of that movie and just like when you watch it, just the scale of the musical numbers. Like I'm telling you, Dragon, it's like something out of the 1940s or something like that. Like just the scale and the choreography and just how it all forms together. I'm telling you, Damien Chazelle, he directed the hell out of that movie.
Well, look, I'll take your word for it, and I'll go as far as I think it will win. But what probably should win, I'm just going to say I'm going to go with Hacksaw Ridge just for the heck
Okay.
of it. I'm going to say I think Hacksaw Ridge probably should win La La Land. I'll say probably will win.
I would say probably the biggest contender for the award besides Damien Chazelle, I would probably say Barry Jenkins for Moonlight.
Again, I think from
He's
what
going to be
I'm
a steady
hearing,
traction.
yeah, I'm hearing great things about Moonlight. I'm hearing again with this kind of the way this is like put together, it might really be a good one for the director too.
And then also Denis Villeneuve. He's kind of like an up and coming sensation right now. He is really coming into his own. So Hollywood might want to kind of give him the spotlight. Is
Well,
kind of like the hot new kid on the block.
speaking of the hot new kid on the block, I do have one snub here. That'd be Tim Miller.
Of course.
Seriously, how great would have been really nice if Tim Miller, if the movie didn't get it, if Tim Miller at least got it for at least nominated for director. The nomination would be solid.
Mm-hmm. Also, it probably wouldn't happen, but I would have loved to see Shane Black sneak in there for the Nice Guys.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I'm just saying. I think again, Deadpool yet another the screenplay and the direction was really strong on Deadpool. I think those two actually really kind of warranted at least a nomination.
I mean, I'll definitely agree with you on screenplay.
Yes,
But,
I don't know. Again, Tim Miller was a really
directing
solid director. He brought it. He's the most faithful kind of directing kind of in terms of adapting something we've ever seen.
All right. Okay, let's get to, oh my god, costume design. Okay.
Yeah, this one's we'll give it a La La Land. Let's move on.
Really?
Yeah, sure. I mean, La La Land looks real nice in old Hollywood and design. Let's just go forward.
You know what I think's gonna win though is fucking Florence Foster Jenkins.
It'll be hilarious if Jackie gets it.
Yeah, I could see Jackie getting it.
I know. I'm saying Jackie's nice. I'm just saying well, everyone's going to expect La La Land to get this, but then Jackie's going to get, or someone else is going to. I think the point is like someone else is going to get it. But
I think the only one that probably is, all of them are decent.
Well,
anyways.
Is Meryl Streep in Florence Foster Jenkins?
Yes.
Your favorite person ever?
No, don't bait me, Dragon. Don't
Okay,
bait me.
okay. Let's pacify him with La La Land. La La Land should and probably will get it, so let's not entertain the notion.
I don't hate Meryl Streep as a person. I just want to make that clear. I just think like the Academy Awards are just ridiculous when it comes to nominating her so much for stuff that she probably does not deserve to be nominated for. I just want to distinguish between the two. Don't hate Meryl Streep. Kind of hate how overrated she is.
I thought you really didn't like Meryl Streep though.
Dragon, don't.
Okay. Let's move forward.
Politics. Anyways.
Right.
Okay, so cinematography, Arrival, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, Silence. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Again, I'm sorry. I'm so redundant here. I'm so fucking redundant.
Oh, don't. Again, honestly, La La Land does, again, in terms of what I've seen. Again, I think La La Land looks visually most stunning out of the nominees. I will give them that.
Having said that...
Arrival would be the second on the list, though. It'd probably be La La Land, then Arrival.
I would also like to give a big shout out to Lion as well. Lion has a lot of really good kind of like helicopter tracking shots, like a lot of like really, really good vistas and landscape shots. Really sweeping. It showcases both India and Australia in a very kind of visually stunning sort of way. So honestly, like Lion is kind of like that underdog that I saw at the last minute that now I'm really fucking pulling for. But yeah, I think you're right that La La Land is probably the contender here. And Silence.
But Arrival has some striking images, though.
It does. Yeah. I'm just saying, just purely in terms of the camera work.
All right.
And Silence, I haven't seen Silence, but that could sneak in there as well. Who knows?
Okay.
Animated feature.
Here we go. That's pretty safe. Honestly, this one boils down to is the one that we know it's going to get this, but we know it should get it though.
Pretty much. I don't really think there's much conversation beyond that.
Let's say this though. Again, to be fair, honestly, these two both should get it. They're both really good films, but in different ways.
In Zootopia, any other year, Zootopia would be definitely my top contender, and I'd be rooting for Zootopia in any other year.
Honestly, here's the thing: Zootopia is going to get it. It's gotten it for a lot of the other award shows. That's not necessarily a guarantee, but I think it's pretty safe to say Zootopia also earned it though. Zootopia earned it as well as Cuba. They both earned it. Both are really good films. They're in their own ways. I think Zootopia has a slight more edge because again, I think Cuba is like one of those great films that gets overlooked.
Zootopia has also got the social commentary thing going for it.
Yes, which I think is definitely going, especially in this year, it's going to bolster that.
Totally. Which, to be fair, I do think it's a very valid reason to give it the award because I think kids growing up in these troubled times that we're living in kind of need a movie like Zootopia, need a message like Zootopia.
Do you know if The Red Turtle was a Miyazaki film?
It is. It's not a Miyazaki film, but it's definitely a Ghibli film.
Oh, sorry. I meant yeah.
Yeah.
I keep kind of lumping the two. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm saying you kind of associate Miyazaki.
You know, it could be good. The title's kind of ridiculous. Who knows?
But anyway, again, Kubo, Cuba and Zootopia put in a lot of good legwork. Both really good, but yeah, it's probably going to go to Zootopia.
Yeah. Okay, now we get into the big ones. Okay. Now, I've seen all 5 of these dragons, so I can totally speak to this. All 5 of them are fantastic performances. I'm going to say will and should win is definitely Viola Davis. Viola Davis is freaking phenomenal in Fences. She's easily the most compelling thing about Fences. Nicole Kidman is heartbreaking. She's heartbreaking in Lion. Oh my god.
Tell me how Michelle Williams is.
Michelle Williams, honestly, out of these 5, she'd probably be the one that stuck with me the least out of these 5.
Oh, really? I'm hearing amazing things about her in that movie.
Don't get me wrong, she's great. Having said, I like one of the reasons I say that is she does have the least amount of screen time out of anyone, so that's a factor. Basically, it's one of those kind of like one scene nominations. You know what I mean? Like she's in a few other moments in the movie besides the one scene, but the one scene is why she's nominated. If you know what I mean.
Part of me thinks that Viola Davis would get it because she's in more of the movie than Michelle Williams. That's what, just based on what I'm hearing.
In all honesty, Viola Davis should fucking be nominated for Best Actress and not Best Supporting Actress.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like she's just kind of
even more than Denzel does.
That's what I'm saying. She feels. That's why I think she get out of these. Like she's more intricate to the thing than the rest of them. But that's only because she probably is in the wrong category.
And she's probably in the wrong category because the studios designed it for her to be in the wrong category because they know there's more competition in the Best Actress category.
Maybe that's the thing. So it sounds like it would be tailor-made for Michelle Williams, but then again, Viola Davis is given again. She's probably going to get it. Sounds to be just based on sound. Sounds like Michelle Williams probably should get it though. For supporting versus like who's actually
You know me, I'm a little light on Hidden Figures love, but Octavia Spencer for me was probably the highlight of the movie.
She's a good actress. I've seen her in other things. I like Octavia Spencer.
And Naomi Harris is brutal as well. She, her character is, she's the drug addict mother of the main character. And oh my god, really like gut wrenching stuff there. Oh, cool. So, all 5 of these women are fantastic.
Okay.
Anyways, so let's get to.
So, there we go.
Mahershala, by the way, Dragon, that's how you pronounce it. Mahershala. We've been pronouncing it wrong for like.
Wait, so it's not Mahershala?
It's Mahershala.
Yeah, Mahershala, right?
Yeah, Mahershala.
Okay, Mahershala.
All right.
Anyway, so Mahershala Ali, of course, we love him in Luke Cage as well.
Of course. Oh my God, he's having a banner year.
I'm hearing Jeff Bridges is kind of doing his usual shtick, so I don't think I think he's the weakest one out of these.
Jeff Bridges is kind of just like let's give it to him. We love Jeff.
Have you seen Nocturnal Animals by any chance?
I have not seen Nocturnal.
Okay, because again, I said Michael Shannon's he's a good actor.
He is. I think Mahershala Ali is going to win this. Having said that, having seen Lion, I absolutely think Dev Dev Patel totally should win this.
And Dev Patel is a really good actor.
I feel very strongly that Dev Patel should win this award. I know it's going to go to Mahershala Ali, but
Mahershala.
I know
Mahershala.
I know it's going to go to him because he's just got all the traction. He's probably the safest bet in terms of like they have to give him like something. Dev Patel, oh my, Dragon, he is just so powerful in Lion. Again, Lion, it's like I just saw it today. I'm very.
I know what Patel's capable of. You don't have to sell me on Patel. I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I still think just given he's gotten the award before, like not the Oscar, but just given the Mahershala Ali's kind of gotten that. I want to say he got a SAG or a Globe for his role. Anyway, so I think he's probably going to get it, but it sounds like Patel probably should get it. I don't know. I think they're both good though. So
I would like the whole thing with Mahershala Ali is he's only in one act of the movie, so whereas Dev Patel is probably in about 60% of the movie, so Dev Patel definitely kind of makes a bigger impact on me than Ali does.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
And also, I would count out Lucas Hedges as well. Lucas Hedges might sweep in there with a surprise win.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've saw him.
Really good. He's really good. Okay. Actress in a leading role. Okay, Dragon. This is the one I can kind of speak the least to.
Well, let me say this though. We have. I'm not familiar with the one on the top left, Isabella Huppert, but I'm familiar with the rest of them. Now I got to tell you, Ruth Negga. She's really good in Preacher, which you still have not finished, by the way.
No, I haven't.
But she's really good in that series, and also she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So Ruth Negga is a really talented actress. Just want to give her a shout out there. Nice. Like she's really top notch.
Mm-hmm. Isabelle Huppert, I've also heard, is like there's actually kind of some buzz that she might sweep in and steal this one.
Honestly, I think it's between Emma Stone and Natalie Portman for this category. I really do.
I think you're right. And
because I'm hearing great things about Natalie Portman and Jackie, because it's a very important role. But at the same time, again, I think it might be like Emma Stone just getting it for La La Land, because again, Emma Stone's an excellent actress. You don't have to sell me on Emma Stone, believe me.
Trust me, she wouldn't just be getting it for La La Land. She would earn it for La La Land.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying both are really good actors, both are really talented. However, they're both kind of like Emma Stone sounds to me, from what I've heard about La La Land, especially from my colleague here. What I heard about again, it's kind of like she's really kind of the backbone of the movie. Would I be correct?
Totally, yeah.
Again, she's kind of like the driving force, kind of the face of the movie. Is that accurate?
It's her and Gosling. They kind of have.
I mean, it feels like if you had to put, say, one's kind of the lead of the movie between the two, would you say it's Stone or would you say it's Gosling?
Between the two, it's
that's what I thought. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So she's kind of fundamentally the movie's kind of about her, but Gosling kind of is the kind of wrapped around her.
I mean, the movie wouldn't work without Gosling.
That's what I'm saying. He's key, but I'm just saying again, it's kind of her with him in the movie, but he's all over the movie. Anyways, the point is, it's really between.
And then Meryl Streep, don't bait me with personal opinions, but I just don't think the woman needs to be nominated every time she comes on screen.
Basically, what should be on this page, like an asterisk, or like in parentheses next to Meryl Streep, it should say again.
But what really should be on this page, Dragon, is Amy Adams for Arrival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Let's talk about snubs. I think that's probably the biggest snub of the whole year.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, completely. Yeah, she shouldn't be up there.
Fucking Meryl Streep, man.
Even if she was, though, for actress, though, again, to me, it's from what I'm hearing, it's between Portman and Stone. I think Stone's probably going to get it, but I think Portman probably. I don't know. I'm hearing amazing stuff about Portman.
I gotta say, if Amy Adams was up there for Arrival, I think she would have a legit shot, though.
That's fair.
But
I think it's pretty safe to say.
Let's not count out Isabelle Huppert because, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard like she's kind of on a track to maybe steal it.
I know one thing. If Streep gets it, it's gonna be like it's gonna be Oscar funny business. It's like okay. I'm just saying it's going to be. I'm saying it's unlikely because I think we have really strong competition between Stone and Portman this year. And and again, maybe Isabella Huppert kind of swooping in under the radar. So again, I think it's as much as I love Ruth Negga, I'm saying I haven't seen the movie, so I have no bearing on how she was. So.
Okay, best actor: Casey Affleck, Andrew Garfield, Ryan Gosling, Denzel Washington.
Oh boy, this is like
Mortensen.
Man, we got really strong competition for actors.
All five of them
I don't know.
Like fucking wonderful actors in their own way.
How was Captain
I have
Fantastic?
not seen Captain Fantastic. I'm just saying, like, Viggo Mortensen in general is a fantastic actor.
Hmm.
I want to see Captain Fantastic. Fantastic. It sounds really fun. It sounds like kind of a lighter, kind of quirky movie.
I love the kind of character that Andrew Garfield's playing. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Hacksaw Ridge at some point. But
I've heard great things about Garfield.
yeah, and of course he's a good actor too. We've seen Garfield's good stuff.
I would probably say this is a 2-horse race between Casey and Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel's really got it. But
Let's just say Denzel is a more showy performance, where Casey is the more nuanced performance.
yeah, honestly, you know who I think I don't know. I think Affleck didn't. Wait, did Denzel win it in the SAG Awards? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I think Denzel won it because I think Denzel had a
Denzel
speech.
won. Yeah, you're right. Denzel won.
You know, a part of me, I want Casey Affleck to win, honestly. As much as I love Andrew Garfield, again, as much as I'm intrigued by his character in that film, I would say, I think I want Affleck to win it. I don't know. I think if they're, again, I don't want to just say just because it's something he's won in somewhere else. I don't know. Part of me thinks that Affleck is a really legitimate shot at it. So I'm going to say he's going to win. I'm going to predict that Affleck wins this, believe it or not. And I'm going to say Denzel's, oh yeah, I'm going to just put all my money on Affleck here.
Okay.
Where it's going to pay off or not, who knows? I'm going to give Affleck a shot.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I think Denzel's probably got the slight edge over Affleck.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a more showy performance.
Yeah, again, let me say this though. But from what I've heard that again, it's it's strange. I've heard the thing you brought up about Michelle Williams is she's kind of in it like sparingly, but in really important parts. I heard that basically she's kind of like the big backbone of the scenes between her and Casey Affleck. So I've heard like she's kind of out of the two of them. She really kind of is a huge part of the scene, and he's there and he's good throughout. So to me, it sounds like I don't know.
I mean, in terms of like if we're talking about the scene, then yes.
I would
a huge part of the scene.
I guess I would say just from what I've heard, it sounds like I would like Casey Affleck to win, so I'd say he should win, but it's probably going to be Denzel.
Okay. And if Ryan Gosling won, I wouldn't mind.
Sure. But again, Andrew Garfield too. I mean, I'd like to see that kid should get an Oscar. He's a nice boy.
Viggo Mortensen should be happy to be nominated for such a small movie.
Hey, Viggo, wave to the camera, would you? Andrew, give the boy an Oscar. He's a nice lad. Give him an Oscar. Let him pat it.
Oh God. Okay, Dragon. Let's go through all of these things. Like I said, the only one I have not seen is
Of course, there are two snubs on this one, but
wait, have I seen all of these? Oh no, Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is the one I haven't seen. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Stubbs, Deadpool,
and debatably Civil War.
I would not say Civil War.
Come on, Civil War was really good.
No,
come on.
No.
It was a favorite of 2016.
You know why Civil War would never get a Best Picture nomination?
Because they're biased.
No, because Civil War relies so much on you having seen other stuff to truly appreciate Civil War. I mean, Civil War is definitely like wonderful fan service. It's a great movie for sure, but it's just like Civil War's got too much baggage attached to it. Whereas Deadpool, I would say, yeah, sure. And you know what, Dragon? It's like, see that missing space?
Yeah, it should be Deadpool.
See that missing space? The 9 out of the 10 movies. I mean,
oh my gosh, it occurred to me. Yeah, 9? It's 9?
Yeah, it's 9 out of 10.
I thought it was 8.
It's 9 out of 10.
9? They couldn't have stretched it one more?
Exactly.
One more? You know, why can't the Oscars have a sense of humor, Tiki? Why? Why can't we go to the Billy Crystal era of the Oscars and give them like an extra slot? Why?
Well, hey, Kevin Costner said that here at NASA, all people should be the same color, and that was like a big laugh moment in Hidden Figures. So.
Oh, that's a line. That's not the same. That's what I'm saying. Come on. And why can't the Oscars again? A lot of people campaign for Deadpool. They've made fun of it, like saying, "Hey, well, Deadpool like 7-time Academy Award viewer Ryan Reynolds." And where's the justice? I say, where's?
Okay, so. Let me break down all these movies, except for Hacksaw Ridge, unfortunately. Arrival, a very, very thought-provoking piece. Like I said, not the best.
Appropriately, the first one because you're starting it
Mhm.
there. The Arrival.
Not the best pacing, and the pacing is probably the thing that kind of brings it down for me. It's very, very slow in the first half and takes a while to really get going. Once it gets going, you're really into it. Fences is basically like an actor showcase. It's basically like, hey, you like the play? Come see the play. So fantastic performances. Definitely not the best movie, and I would even say I would even go as far as to say that Denzel Washington's directing choices are very questionable on Fences. Uh, Hacksaw Ridge again. I haven't seen it. Can't speak for it. Want to see it. Hell or High Water. It's lucky to even get nominated. I'll say that. Like, it's a fantastic movie. It's really good. But in terms of the movies that the Oscars usually go for, this is probably like the Mad Max Fury Road of this movie. This is like the closest thing that they came to nominating a mainstream movie this year, I would say.
It feels like there's the big guy in the secret Oscar room saying, "Okay, what are we nominating? All right, oh, all right, Water. Give the kid a shot. Just put him
God.
up on the band. Put him up on the marquee. Let's just give him a shot."
Uh, Hidden Figures is definitely, like I said, the one where if we are gonna play like the whole like overcompensating for the Oscar so white thing of last year, I do not think Hidden Figures is a great movie. I only think it's a pretty good movie. So I think out of all these movies, it's my least favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really enjoyable. You know, it's a fun sit. It's like
It
it's
looks good. Again, definitely watch it because I like the trailer for it. It's like, okay, you got it's again. I like kind of it's sort of the biopic sort of stuff. I like that.
yeah. Like I said, it's just like for me personally, it's not best picture material, but I can see why people like it. But again, I also kind of can see the political motivation behind it. So
Honestly, I tell you this. I'm sorry. You go through the rest. I'll weigh in
okay,
afterwards. Go on.
okay. Let's see. La La Land. We all know how I feel about La La Land. I don't,
Yeah. Really good old Hollywood favorite movie ever. Moving on.
Lion is probably like I said, Dragon. Lion is so good that right now, like emotionally, it might be my number three of the year after Kubo and La La Land. It is such a powerful movie. Uh, Dev Patel really carries that movie. It's structured in a very interesting sort of way. I don't even want to give away the structure for you. Nicole Kidman is freaking a devastating supporting role, but it's also very uplifting and inspirational at the same time. It's like, so yeah, Lion is a fantastic movie. I like again, I was not expecting much out of Lion. Dragon, like you said, like the trailer makes it look like a cheese
Yeah,
fest.
there's a really bad shot of a lion from the trailer. It's just, oh my god, it's like the worst that's the worst integrated lion I've ever seen. It's like such a
You know what's funny? That lion is actually not even in the movie.
get out of here. Are you
I'm not
serious?
kidding.
Is there's no lion in the film whatsoever?
No,
None
no,
whatsoever. You're sure?
I'm
So
sure
that specific shot from
that
the trailer,
specific shot is not in the movie.
that's not that was just bait and
Not
basically
in the movie.
justifying the title for the trailer.
The title is justifiable once you get to the end, but I don't want to spoil what it
But
means.
there's no physical lion in the
Nope.
film. It's just talked about.
They don't even talk about a lion.
What?
Do you want me to just tell you?
No. I'm just. There's no physical line. The
No.
crappy line. Why they put that in? Okay, anyways, why they put it in? It's
uh,
ridiculous.
Manchester by the Sea is a really good exercise in terms of like, hey, how can we make this film both as depressing as possible and kind of have some humor in there as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of really fun, genuine moments in Manchester by the Sea in the wake of just like crushing tragedy. So it's a really interesting exercise. It's not the most fun movie in the world. I honestly would hesitate to say I'm ever gonna watch it again just because it's so heavy.
We get
But
props to Casey Affleck though. He's really making his mark in the world with
mhm.
films like these. So good for Casey.
And Moonlight is one of the, like I said, I kind of feel guilty that I've only seen this once and I didn't see it in the best state of mind. I really do. I feel super guilty about that. I should watch it again. I
I mean,
honestly
not.
kind of have to like reserve judgment on it a little bit until I
I
can.
mean, not in the right state of mind.
Well, like I said, I was just really tired.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't like, I was kind of, I wouldn't say I was falling asleep, but I would say I was kind of like not paying attention to it as closely as I should have been on an artistic level.
All right.
So if that makes sense.
And of course, the missing category, Deadpool, which I love, but it was just kind of like the last minute they kind of got rid of it for some unknown reason.
Okay. All right. And in terms of predictions, I would say like La La Land is like a 90% shot at this point, but Moonlight might sneak in and surprise us.
Let me say this. I think for me, you're right. Moonlight is again. I keep hearing such great things about Moonlight. Unfortunately, can't see all the movies, folks. That's what it boils down to. My friend here, he's much more. He's more close.
I'm just lucky that I have a movie theater within walking distance of me. That's
what I'm saying. He has a theater within walking distance. Yeah, he's much luckier than I.
Not only do I have a movie theater within walking distance, but it's a movie theater that kind of caters to these types of movies. So I'm kind of
So again,
I'm double lucky in that way.
He's got a twofer because he can also see all the Oscar nominees. Because the Oscar sometimes it's hit or miss of like when you can see an Oscar. I couldn't even see The Founder, man.
Oh well, The Founder is just one of.
Anyway, my point.
Was a disappointment, but
anyway,
The Founder.
So I think it's pretty safe to say La La Land is in the running in that. I don't think we can really kind of call like what should and kind of what we want to win, but I don't know. Part of me just because again I haven't really seen these. I think it's like probably between like Rival, Hacksaw Ridge, and I'm sorry, between La La Land. I'm trying to think about it, man. Okay. Sorry, my opinions keep kind of changing for a second. But again, I think it's going to be between La La Land.
Opinions change a lot for movies you haven't seen.
Yes. So, I think La La Land's in the running, but you're right. Though. I think it's going to be between La La Land, Moonlight, and Manchester by the Sea. That's why I think it's going to be between those three. And I think La La Land is kind of in the running, but personally, I would like Manchester by the Sea to win. Personally.
All right. And if Lion won somehow, I think Lion is probably like the biggest underdog out of all these movies. But if somehow Lion pulled out a win, I'd be like, all right, totally.
Again, I'm thinking if Fences and Hidden Figures wins, that's going to be a little. I think it's going to be them overcompensating.
I think Moonlight is definitely Moonlight is the one that deserves to win, and it has nothing to do with race. It's just
certainly.
Really good movie.
I'm just saying Fences and Hidden Figures are like especially Fences primarily sold like two very well known black actors. They're doing a really good job. It's basically doing a play, and we filmed it.
Sure.
Which is all nice and good, but I mean, compared to basically, if that wins compared to something like
look on Denzel and Viola's face on that poster when you say it like that. Yeah, we did a successful play. We filmed it, and you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, see what I mean? I'm just saying, if that movie wins, nothing against Fences, but if
over Deadpool because we're cocky like that, yeah.
You see what I'm saying though? If a movie like Fences, where it's pretty much it's a play, but it's filmed. If that wins over film,
chance to win, but yeah, I hear what you're.
I'm saying it's not like Fences or Hidden Figures, especially Fences. If Fences wins over Hacksaw Ridge or La La Land or Moonlight, I think there's some funny business going on.
I mean, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. I really do. If anything, Hidden Figures is going to be the one that's going to be the upset.
The most obvious competition Fences has, Rival versus Fences. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that the most obvious? They have nothing in common.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think
they couldn't be. They literally could not be more different from each other.
They're very different from each other. I think a Rival will be a little more spectacular than Fences. Not that Fences isn't impressive in the acting capabilities.
Dragon. Fences has a dump truck.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so again, it's
La La Land, but tracking shot of the dump truck right at the beginning of the movie, right? So it can't be a play.
Okay, so Aliens versus Dump Truck. That's kind of what those two boil down to. Basically, let me boil down the nominees here for you. Okay, we have Aliens and Amy Adams. We got two really good actors in a dump truck.
We got gore and Christianity, just like blending Christianity and gore.
Yes, basically, awesome battlefield stuff with the pacifists. We got bank robbers.
Yeah.
We got which is fine. I'm just saying it's bank robbers. We got kind of our historical biopic, which is all nice and dandy. Just it's okay. Mm-hmm. We got I have no idea how to describe Lion. But course, we got kind of our striking drama. We have kind of our really kind of nicely put together kind of our 3 act structure. Again, impressive in terms of the kind of the execution with Moonlight seems, and basically kind of our huge tribute to kind of old Hollywood and kind of filmmaking with La La Land. So yeah, basically a lot of really interesting kind of flavors for our contenders this year. It just sounds like again, it's going to for me. I'm pulling between Manchester and Moonlight. Those are the two I think are like the ones people are rooting for. I'm like, let's see if they can get up on La La Land because otherwise La La Land's just gonna be a lock.
There has been a backlash against La La Land. I won't deny that.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm rooting for Manchester by the Sea or Moonlight, but one of those two I'm rooting to kind of get it over La La Land. But let's just give them a shot.
All right, all right.
I think it's La La Land. I'm just saying La La Land's impressive. I'm just saying, like, honestly, it's because it's nominated for so many awards. I'm just saying, like, come on, and Best Picture too. That's a little greedy. Like, don't be gluttonous, La La Land. Come on, just take take 3 categories at most. Don't take all of them.
Oh, it's going to take far more than 3.
I know it's going to take more than that. I'm just
more. But anyways,
pick 3 and stick with it, man.
All right. Well, Dragon, you need to actually. I will be very curious to hear your opinions on these movies as you get to gradually watching them.
Oh yes, and you'll be the first to hear them.
I'm sure I will. All right, folks. Well, that's about it. Stay tuned, and stay tuned. I don't know for what.
Well, good luck, Jimmy Kimmel, and I can't wait to see the. One thing I am looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see Matt Damon's appearance. He's going to make a grand entrance, and I can't wait to see it. Because you're familiar. I've told you about the Matt Damon running gag, right?
On Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah. I've told you this.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Matt Damon's arch nemesis is Matt Damon. I can't wait to see how they're going to play. They've done that with the Emmys. They're going to play it up for the Oscars.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at ending these things, Dragon. I'm really not.
You're really slacking off on. I'll say that much.
I know. I really am.
Where's La La Land now?